Hey guys, I'm Valkyrie and welcome to my channel. If you're new here or haven't subscribed yet, please don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. It really helps out my channel a lot and I really appreciate it. Thanks. Hey guys, today I'm doing a walkthrough and speedrun of Superliminal. I am going for the 100% completion of the game. I've already completed all the challenges and all the achievements in the main game, so now I just need the 35-minute speedrun. I completed this in about 31 minutes, and I will explain things as we go along on how to get past certain puzzles.
Are you filled with feelings of self-doubt? Do you find yourself prone to minimizing massive dilemmas, or for allowing the smallest problems to get blown completely out of proportion? At the Pierce Institute, our patent-pending Somnosculpt technology provides safe and effective dream therapy while you rest in the comfort of our flagship clinic. Located right next to the secondary overflow parking lot at the University Medical Center. Somnosculpt. We'll make your dreams come true.
So I was recording this live, that is why there is a box on the left, but I had little to no viewers and nobody chatted, so that's why it's kind of just empty for the whole video.
Terms of service accepted. Congratulations on falling asleep. Welcome to Somnosculpt. Your progress may be monitored by qualified specialists. This orientation will adapt you to eyelids, our interactive, lucid induction dream state in which you retain full consciousness and control.
During the speedrun, I did have quite a lot of mess-ups. I think I could probably do better. So you will notice what kind of mess-ups I have. And if anybody has any advice on how to minimize background sound like my chair squeaking, let me know. I'm not sure how to change the sensitivity of my mic, so.
I have already informed you that this is a dream. You did not wake up. Please complete the remaining orientation activities.
So for a good amount of puzzles, the goal is to really just make the object as small as possible. Not necessarily as small as possible, but small enough, you know? Right here was my first mess up. I was trying to have the cube land directly on the button. For right here, you need the sign, but you have to go right up to it, grab it from the very bottom. That way you can make it nice and big and just place it right down.
Please stand by for polite recognition on your completion of the Somnosculpt orientation. You did it. To maximize the time allotted for your therapeutic journey, please do not delay in proceeding through the final.
This part can be tricky for some. Like right there, that was another mess up, but you need to just knock over the wall with the cheese. I apologize, that was my dog in the background, hearing someone come inside the house from the door. So for this, I make a lot of mental notes, but about left, right, different directions like that. And then this part, I actually... See, I did this wrong. I'm supposed to use the sign and actually put it like this as early as possible, which I could have done on the first corner. So that was another mess up
Hello,
that I have
my
done.
name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk to you about being special. So special, in fact, that we have no idea where you are. But not to worry, we're working on it.
So a lot of these puzzles, you just have to like line certain areas up to form the object. See, this cube always tricks me. I always forget that this cube you have to turn around. And there's like a stair platform, and then you just pick up the cube again. So you could climb up to the left. Behind the stairs is actually one of the constellation puzzles.
And I'm just popping in to give you a quick update on where you are. We still don't know, but please keep moving forward, and hopefully you prefer frequent updates to being reminded that you are completely lost. Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and we still can't find you. But you should now have access to a series of elevators that should trigger your subconscious to gradually wake you up. You should also find a variety of emergency exit signs that should lead you to them. Will all of this work? Absolutely.
This was another part I messed up. I could have made the moon a little bit bigger
Hello,
and grabbed the door sooner.
Dr. Glenn Pierce.
And I should have been able to put the door in the right position on the first go. But that did not happen.
This is an automated message for all patients who attempted to use an alternate pathway to access the next phase of somnasculpt therapy, but who have become trapped in a dream state paradox instead. Your decisions imply a failure of orientation, which reflects negatively on the standard orientation protocol. You will rectify this failure immediately.
I didn't actually need this cube, because just to the left there is a cube that splits into two that you can use as stairs instead. So I wasted a little bit of time doing that, and there are certain areas where you can actually just hop up a lot quicker and sooner. You can do bigger jumps than you think. So I messed up on the cube placement in the first place as well. And right here, I didn't have to move the cube,
Explosive mental overload.
but I did.
For the emergency exit protocol. Please subject yourself to explosive mental overload. Please note that a reluctance to volunteer
If I had a flawless run of this game, I think I could probably complete it.
understanding of all other solutions, all of which are
Probably
likelier to result in catastrophe.
20 to 25 minutes.
Capable of suboptimal suggestions.
But it's got to be a flawless run.
This dream as soon as possible.
This is clearly not. couldn't seem to get that one right. This cube explodes. And I believe this is the end of this level. Oh, no, not yet. Yeah, I was right. It is the end. Okay. The elevator's right here.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and despite touring the waterfall Serenity Zone in the previous section you've just completed, you may still be experiencing feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt.
For the best possible result for a speedrun, for this part, you should get through the door before the power goes completely out. Right here is a little tricky because it's all dark, but you have to go left or right, and there's a door that leads around. The opposite side door will close as you go through it. Try not to get stuck like I did. Another dark area, you have to look for the bridge, which you can see with the red light.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk more about the feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt I mentioned before. You feel this way because you want the kind of happy life you see all around you, and you know everyone else is enjoying it. And that's exactly why we're here to help.
For this part, just turn around so you can see the light. That way you can see objects. If you go back far enough, there's an arrow that points to the stairs. I didn't go back far enough, so I didn't see it. Okay, right here, there's actually a dark corridor I could have gone through, but it's so dark you cannot see a thing, and you need the light. I messed up here though, I made the light too small, and I just wanted to rush this. But if you can do this without the light, you save a lot of time. It's a maze of boxes. That is the problem. For this part, you actually need the light to make it bigger so you can see the doorway up top. But this one, unlike the other area, you can actually get up if you know the way.
Did you know that unintentional multi-dream layering occurs in less than 1% of patients? This correlates strongly with the 99% of patients who are able to follow simple instructions from the standard orientation protocol.
There's the generator. And that's the end of that level. 11 minutes, 50 seconds. Seems to be doing pretty good. Now, for the beginning of each level, the game actually starts the timer and starts the movements before the screen is visible. So because of that, if you just hold backwards to walk backwards out the door and then remember to turn, you can go faster. And for that part I just passed, I always forget about that green door, but that door you have to bring to the button to hold the door open for yourself. This part you just spam the button until you make a little staircase. It's pretty easy to speed through. Okay, this part I did mess up. You can do this in like 2 alarm clocks. But I did this in like, what, 3 I think?
About the lengths of hallways and other side effects which have not yet been discovered or which cannot be understood.
Nope, 4. See, I mess up a lot. This part could be done faster probably. Just spam apples. Not like what I did, but spam apples until the big apple gets pushed off the button. And then return all the apples to the big apple, and it's just quicker. For this part, you don't even touch the red apple. You just go to the top of the stairs, and then you touch the red apple so it lands right on the button. You do not need 2 like I put, just 1.
Submitting numerous spelling and grammar mistakes into the standard orientation protocol in a desperate attempt to counsel you. I have no subroutine to correct these errors, but I cannot compromise the integrity of the standard.
Another part where you just spam the sign.
You will not receive these messages. They would not make sense regardless.
And then to get through, you literally just return them.
Attention, Dr.
And it saves a lot of time that way.
Significant errors. I will interpret his basic ideas. Hello, my introductions are redundant. I am a real doctor who went to doctor school. VR has never been a mistake. I can help you, but I also do not know how. Transmission ends.
Hello, name is my peer stop.
See, I went the wrong way right there. For this part, I could have just gone directly backwards. I forgot about the door just completely adjacent from my room's door.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. This is a notification that you have reappeared on our monitoring system after a prolonged absence. Please continue to do whatever you did most recently, and discontinue whatever you were doing immediately prior to that.
This part can be pretty tricky. I have done this speedrun twice so far. There's this one, and I did one for my sister, which I messed up a lot less on, which saved quite a lot of time. But for me, as you can see, there's a lot of mistakes, especially this one right here, where I did not make the house big enough to go through the door. It's just big enough to squeeze through. Trying to hug certain walls is another good way to get through a speedrun faster.
To continuing and discontinuing as mentioned earlier, please also disregard any unsettling experiences that you may have recently had. Everything should have now reverted.
For this part, it's another mess up. You have to make the fan big enough. Usually, if you just go right up to the fan, grab it, and then point it at one of the walls, it's automatically big enough and you will blow over the Jenga tower. Sometimes I wonder how I even completed this speedrun with this little speed. All these screw-ups. Something I really need to work on. This next part can be tricky,
The worst thing you can do is focus
but
on
I found a very easy solution to completing it.
from the cage of death.
Just make it big enough where you can go through it,
The cruelty of time,
and obviously jump up there.
nature, or the eventual loss of everything you've ever held dear. Whatever you do,
And then you grab the bouncy castle, and you actually try and make it small, back away from it. And when it's small enough, you can literally just place it right on the platform. Usually I turn the bouncy house around though so the door's facing the other door, but I forgot to do that this time around.
hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to thank you for triggering
This
every
one's
single
easy.
one of our 8
All you have to do is leave the original size door,
faithful assistants
make the small one as big as you can,
for future patients. Congratulations. Anyway, you're now headed in the right direction, and we should be able to initiate the emergency exit protocol shortly.
then you go through your size door, take it, and you put it right in the lock. This part for the speedrun was difficult to figure out. All you really have to do though is just grab the house and drop it above you. And then it becomes big enough. At least most of the time, not always.
Emergency exit protocol
I think this level is Labyrinth.
conclude your Somnasculpt experience in 10,
The end of this hallway is one of the most annoying parts in the game because you're just not sure if it's gonna waste too much time or not. But it's completely scripted, and you should still have plenty of time to finish the game if you're working on the speedrun. But when you get to the end of this hallway, there's an elevator with a brick wall, and you have to wait until this person is done talking.
correlate with a decrease in these emotions.
There's nothing you can do until they are done.
Hypothesis. Patient was improperly oriented.
So I'm just gonna play around here. Look at the sign, play with the fire alarm, not fire alarm, fire extinguisher.
Improved hypothesis. Patient requires additional Somnasculpt therapy. Conclusion. Emergency exit protocol cannot proceed.
Hop around because that's what I do sometimes
Emergency destroyed.
in like every game I play.
Instruction. Continue with Somnasculpt therapy indefinitely on an independent basis as all orientation resources have been exhausted. This concludes your standard orientation protocol. Goodbye.
And this is where I just decide to backtrack because why not? There we go, it's over. I realized doors closed, I have to press the button. So this part you'll notice you end up getting teleported back at the beginning. You have to press the button each time. And it gets shorter and shorter. I keep looking at that painting because you actually have to use that painting. Just not yet. So for that part, when it does the shortest beep, you need to remember that you're looking up. And then after you get past there, that's when you grab the painting and you go through it like that.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. Thank you for completing the Somnasculpt Standard Orientation Protocol. Before we begin the first phase of therapy, I'd like to briefly describe the finite and fragile nature of the dream state.
I tried grabbing the door on my way down. You can't move the door until that sign falls.
Of course, nothing is more challenging than the difficulty of changing perspective, of fundamentally altering your perceptions in a way that will enable
For this part, there's a stair that you can't do anything with. Just pick it up and drop it.
solutions.
fall down, try to face the elevator, and go through there immediately. So for this next part, the elevator actually opens up, and then you have to look behind you. And then this part, you'll notice it says the different numbers for the halls, and an arrow pointing in the direction that you have to go. What you have to do is you have to look in the opposite direction of where you have to go, and then look in the way that the arrow is pointing, and that is how to get through that maze. This next part, that chess piece is a decoy. Do not pick it up. Just waste time. The knight needs to be a better size than that in order to press the button.
Every patient, you must understand that it is possible to completely exhaust your supply of dreams.
And then this part, I had to try and remember that certain objects I could just click and release. The cube, you just click once, it automatically puts there. That yellow cube, you just click it and release it, and it automatically teleports you. This part is the elevator maze. What I do here, because I don't know any other better way, but I look all directions until I see an arrow. Then once I see the arrow, I follow it until I see another arrow. And I keep doing that until I complete the elevator maze.
Please listen carefully for the sound of an alarm clock
For that part, you just have to turn off the alarm.
approaching unstable.
Okay, this room here, it's a big box. If you know roughly which way the box is going, all you have to do is go to the corners of the box to form two walls, and then go into the opposite corner of that corner, and that is the quickest way to fill out this box. Then you turn around, and in the center there is this room with an alarm clock. And that is the end of Labyrinth. Next, I like to call this part breaking the game. Just don't mess up like I did.
Diagnostic warning. Unrealistic usage of dream objects may result in dream integrity fail-safe.
Yeah, see, so many mess ups. I could definitely do a way better time. So you have to go through the house, which opens up the doorway instead of a brick wall. And then you pick up the house and go back through the portal you came through inside this room here. And that is how to, I guess you can call it, break the game. You created a paradox. So this level is white space, where everything is white, black, and gray. We're almost done here. I think this is the last level. There are certain areas where you just fall. You have to remember that. And then there's this black cube blocking a doorway. For this part, you can't really see the other end all that well, but just keep walking, follow the pylons, and you'll reach a door that goes into the next area.
Where everything I perceive is shaped by seeing it exactly the way I want it to. White space.
Okay, for this part, there's a filing cabinet with a shadow, casting a shadow on the wall. That shadow you can go through. This part's tricky. There are some arrows that you have to try and follow to get to the other end. And then for this part, that door is actually up high, so you need to grab the path that you just came from, becomes a block. And you need to grab that. Don't lose it like I did. I'm kind of losing my pace here. But you have to take the block to the door and climb up that.
But in white space, I also faced the greatest challenge I could imagine. Because with a lifetime of life itself behind me, and all of the weight that it carries,
So right here, I looked at the light switch, and this is actually where I was spamming the button
was not as
to press it as soon as it would let me. So that part right there, if I actually spawned in a lot sooner. The area is actually pitch black, and you spawn in pitch black. So you just have to remember to look around, you'll see signs, and you will see the path you have to go. Then you have to go under the stairs, and then up the black stairs in white space. Make sure to go around the red and blue pillar in that other room. That is where the door is. For this next part, once you go through here, go through this door over here, there is chess pieces. These chess pieces, if you are good enough, you can actually line them up so one chess piece covers 2 tiles. But you need to put these chess pieces onto these tiles in order to make the tiles solid. Don't pick up the chess piece too early, of course. Which I think I might do once. No, so I didn't do it here. I think I did it when I was helping my sister with the speedrun. This part, you just have to make sure the cube goes through there and then it becomes a passable door. Otherwise, it's solid. Because you need the cheese, do the same thing, and you have to make the cheese make a way up. This part I kind of like, actually. If you can remember how to do this, all you have to do is just keep turning in circles and just keep going down that way. It's actually pretty quick. And that is the game completed. You just have to wait until you're down, you finish falling all the way down, and it hits 8 o'clock. Once it hits 8 a.m., you will be back in your main room, and all you have to do is turn off the alarm, and that is the game. That is also when the timer stops. So in the chat box in a minute, I'll be putting the final time. But the final time is 31 minutes, 32 seconds, and I guess 20 milliseconds. I think the 0.2, I don't know if that's 20 or if that's literally 2. So now you basically just have to wait around. Just wait around until the final credits, and as they roll on or after, I cannot remember, you will get the achievement. It didn't pop on my PC, but I did get it on my phone. And then the achievement didn't actually show up in the game either when I looked at the achievements. I had to log out of the game and then log back in. Achievements in games seem to be very buggy for some reason. I don't know why. More buggier on PC sometimes. But that is my speedrun. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it helps. And I apologize, this is my first time recording with voice and stuff. Might be a little awkward. Might be bad at explaining some things, but I hope you enjoyed, and thanks again for watching.
But today, you have the chance to see things differently. Even though it meant facing
Please like and subscribe,
possible at first, you thought outside
and I can't wait to make the next one. Thanks.
because you saw things from every angle. You understood them for what they really were. Because you kept moving forward, no matter how far off the path you were told you were headed, or how unexpected it became, you found your way. In a few minutes, you'll be back in the real world, and some part of you will say that none of this was real. So, how could it have really meant anything? But, just like the power of perspective itself, it will have been as real as you believed it to be. All you've got to do is wait